Hey, this is your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you another episode of Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 18. This is Reunion Part 3. So this is the last episode of Married to Medicine. Okay, okay. If you are new here, welcome, 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 welcome. We serve up reviews here. That's all I got to say on that. Okay, if you're returning, welcome back. Doggone it. Welcome back. Oh, let me get some claps. Ooh, ooh. Give me a thumbs up. Like and share and subscribe to my channel. And comment. And we will begin. Okay? Okay. So, the reunion begins with a question. Um, uh, about the couples trip and how about when we have exes on the couples trips, and the question was posed to Dr. G. All right, and so we'll give Dr. G that. Okay. um, Not Dr. G, Dr. Eugene. There we go, Dr. Eugene. Um, And so Dr. Eugene said he thought it was going to be an uphill battle for Gregory and Quad to be around each other. And then Curtis said, but Quad spent a whole year of Dr. G praising Letitia, talking about Letitia and everything like that. And Quad didn't have a man. And this is where the blow up happened backstage with Quad and Simone, with Dr. Simone, okay, where Quad was like, you ushered in these people, and from the start, and then Dr. Simone said, we fuck with people who fuck with us, and then that's when Quad was like, shut the fuck up, and then she said, you shut the fuck up. It's your karma. You what she say? It's your karma. Uh, you turned your back on us, so we hung out with Greg, and so. And so, no, she said you gave us your ass to kiss, so we hung out with Greg, and then that's when she said you what she said, you a dirty bitch, with that bass in her voice, you a dirty bitch, yeah. You was a dirty bitch. Okay, she had that bass in her voice. And so then that's when Dr. Simone said, that's your karma. That's your karma. You turned your back on people. We turned it back on you. Then Quad was like, I look for your motherfucking daddy. We was knocking on doors and everything like that. And then she was like, don't talk to me about my daddy. You was only there for the cameras, and you've never been anywhere without a camera. And so Dr. Simone got ushered out by Dr. Jackie, and Letitia is following behind them for what we don't know. Okay. So then Toya and said to Quad, well, at least she told you how she felt. She felt that you weren't around, so they befriended Letitia, but Cecil and Dr. G has been friends since the show began, and so they didn't stop being friends since he got kicked off the show. So that's what Dr. Simone said. And so Quad was like, that's some dirty shit. And so, but Toya said, but you got to respect the fact that she even said it. And Dr. Mimi was like, Dr. Mimi, I love Dr. Mimi. Dr. Mimi said, we'll address it when we're not as emotional like this. She said, because it's onward and upward. Remember? Onward and upward. Okay? That's what they were singing in her backyard. So it's onward and upward. So then in the other room where Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie and Letitia is. So Letitia Letitia said, I feel like, and then oh my God, Jackie cut her smooth off. I feel like Letitia, she said, Letitia, give me a second. Letitia, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. She pushed her right out the door. Okay. Give me a minute. Okay. I got to talk to my friend. You are not her friend. This is my friend. Get your ass out. Is that what she wanted to say? Get your ass out. Okay. Smooth. Cut her smooth off. Okay. And then Dr. Simone just sitting there calm, cool, and collected. She was like, she gonna break up my daddy. She was only there when the cameras were around. I ain't never got a call, never got a text, never got a visit or nothing. Damn it. She don't care about me. She don't care about me. That's the part I just put in there. Anyway. So they go back to the stage, okay? Because that all happened backstage. So they go back to the stage. And so, okay, so a viewer question says to Dr. G, why did you feel the need to repeat what you said? No, okay, let me try it again. Why did you feel you needed to repeat to King what you said about Quad? And he was like, that was stupid on my part, just chalk it up till I was drunk. Okay. Okay. So Andy said, he said, you told Tisha it would be a fight to the death. And who would have won? And so Dr. G was like, well, he half my age and twice my size. But if me and Tisha both jumped his ass, I think we would have beat him. No, you was not. Stop it. Get some help. No, you was not. Okay. Because Letitia is combat trained. So she dealing with, that's it. She dealing with this shit here. Okay. Quadria is from Memphis. She dealing with this every day. Every time she come out a door. Okay. She dealing with that. Okay. Quadria grew up, I think that's her full name, but anyway, Quadrica, whatever. She from the streets, okay? Streets, okay? Cause Quad wasn't gonna let you jump a man, okay? She wasn't gonna let you, okay? So, yeah, y'all still lost. Y'all still lost. I honestly think King could have beat you and Letitia up pretty much, okay? But that's what I'm saying, okay? That's what I'm saying. Andy said, well, the conversation got pretty heated, when he was talking about, it would have been a fight to the death. They was talking in the kitchen. He said the conversation got pretty heated. Do you regret talking to your wife like that? And he said, I do regret talking to my wife Yeah, I do regret talking to my wife, but I do believe that you're only sorry you got caught. You put on quite a show. Yes, honey. Yes, I think you only sorry because you got caught. Because you got caught on the hot mic. I honestly think that if you wasn't caught on the hot mic, you would have still been talking to her like that, and you probably still talking to her like that because you ain't on no mics no more. I think that's what it is. But you sorry now because you got caught. You sorry now because you got caught. But I think that if you didn't get caught, you would have still been talking to her that way. And I think you still talking to her that way. Because that, who you think you talking to, that was a trigger for me. And it's already about to tear me up. No. Because my daddy talked to my mama like that. Nope. Let me go on. Let me go on before I start crying. No. Anyway, so but King was like, he said I owe her apology for that. And then King was like, well, that's the issue. You got that same type of regression for women. He said, and everybody's seen it on camera how you spoke to T. And then Dr. G talking about, let me tell you something, buddy. What you gonna say? You can believe what you want. And King was like, well, I felt like you thought you can talk to Quad that same way around me. But I had to set some boundaries. You ain't gonna talk to my woman like that because that's not your woman no more. This is my woman. And you ain't gonna talk to my woman like that. You talk to your woman like that. But what you not gonna do is talk to my woman like that. Okay? Not in front of me. That what King was saying. That what King was saying. Okay? Yeah. Anyway. So then Andy was like, so you filed charges? And so King was laughing. He said, yeah. He said, yeah, I was laughing. He said, I went to the police station. He said, and they said that, they told you to stop wasting their time. He said, you just got in your feelings because I stood up to you. Then Dr. G's talking about, I stood up to you. You tried to bully me.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
He didn't try to bully you. Oh my God. And so Andy was like, you two think you can move forward? Dr. G said, I don't think so because they trying to destroy my character. No, sweet pea, that's you. That's you, boo-boo. That is you. The only person that can destroy your character is you. And you are doing a pretty good job. So they don't need to do nothing. They don't need to do nothing. You doing a pretty good job of it on your own. So Curtis said, but you apologized to King for what you said about Quad, right? He said, I apologize for offending him for what I said. Well, then Curtis was like, well, you should apologize to Quad. You think that's a possibility? And then Dr. G was like, well, she should apologize to me. And King was like, I don't think she disrespected you. She was going back and forth with T. And then Dr. Eugene was like, listen, and he looking at Dr. G talking about being a man. Being a man, you should apologize. Do you think you should have said it? And he was like, I was having an off night. I was having an off night. But it needed to be said. Everybody was like, oh, shit.
Emotional, damn it.
Okay. Everybody was like, oh, shit.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
Oh. Oh, it needed to be said. Everybody on the stage was like, what the fuck? Come on now. Come on now. Oh, Dr. Eugene said, I'm going to give you some grace. He said, because you was on vacation with your ex and these are my words, and her fine ass man, okay? Dr. Eugene didn't say that, but he was talking about the pecs and all that other stuff. I just said your fine ass man with her fine ass man. He said I would have had a hard time too. And then Dr. G was like, I ain't have a hard time. And then Dr. Eugene was like, yes, you did. And then, Greg was like, no, I didn't. And then he said, yes, you did. No, I didn't. No, yes, you did. And then Cecil was like, listen, you just got to accept someone for what they say. For what they say. Everybody know he was having a hard time. He just can't admit it. Okay, he can't admit it. So we'll get back to that. So then they go to a commercial break, and so then the ladies come back on stage, and then Cecil said, "My two ladies, Quad and Simone, y'all still don't know how to act. It's the saddest thing. It is the saddest thing. Y'all still don't know how to act." Because his two ladies is Quad and Simone, and Dr. Simone. And so Andy says something happened backstage. And so Quad was like, Simone, what do you mean by my karma? Because I could have took it the wrong way. So, I tend to do that. So tell me what you meant by my karma. So Dr. Simone said, I hear over and over how y'all brought them in. I'm so tired of what we did. What you do? And then Quad was like, well, and then she said, no, well, and she was like, well, you ain't know what I was about to say. So then she keep going. If you weren't around, you were keeping your life a secret. You didn't trust us. So we moved on. Speak for yourself, Dr. Simone. We moved on because Dr. Jackie didn't, but we moved on. So Quad was like, you didn't move on. You moved on because you were trying to get back at me, is basically what she was saying. And you said it was my karma. And so Dr. Simone said, I'm done. Whatever. So then Dr. Heavenly quickly apologizes to Dr. Contessa. She accepts her apology. And so then a viewer question says, King, you bought Quad a Rolls Royce, but you need to buy a ring. And so King was like, soon, he she wears size 6. I wear size 6 too. Even though my fingers are fat, it's like, anyway, that don't mean nothing. She wears size 6. And then Andy said, well, that ring gotta top the Rolls Royce. Yeah, we'll see what happened. I heard the Rolls Royce was stolen, but that's allegedly. I don't know. That what the streets saying, okay? I don't know, and I ain't putting that out there though. That's allegedly. I heard that it's stolen allegedly. I don't know. So that's what I heard, dude. Anyway, so they show the highlights of the couples trip. And Tisha from Minnesota, a viewer question, says, Quad, what kind of vibes are happening to be having sex 15 times a week? I'm asking for a friend or for my cousin Letitia from Texas. Cause you know Letitia's face look real crazy when they think they having sex, spend things down with. She was like, where can I get some of that? But anyway, yeah. So I'm asking for a friend and for my cousin Letitia from Texas. Qua said, happy vibes, good vibes, feeling special, feeling appreciated. That's what she said. And so Andy said, it seems like the conflict is unfinished business between you two, Quad and Dr. G, and T and King are caught in the middle. And everybody agreed that, they're caught in the middle between their conflict. So Andy said, Greg, you want to own up to what you said about Quad? And Dr. G put this long, drawn out statement to apologize to Quad. And she accepts. And Steve, my Cleveland brother, said, I feel a slow clap is needed. So everybody clap. Oh, let me give you applause. That he apologizes to Quad. So then Quad said, when I'm speaking highly of King, it's not to take shots at you, Dr. G, at all. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, girl. You know it is. Don't act like you don't know you taking shots at him. Yes, it is. But it's also not my responsibility to coddle his emotions and his feelings. Yeah, that's Letitia's job. Let Letitia do it. Yeah, that's a her. That's her. Okay, and then
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Letitia says, well, that's fair, but I wish you would not. I wish you would keep my husband's name out your mouth.
Shut up, bitch!
Whoo! Come on now. Come on now. You should have just said you accepted it, because she said his name, he wasn't even mentioned. Okay? He wasn't even mentioned. Okay? So, Letitia, stop it, girl. Stop it. So, Andy asked Quad what she think about Greg filing charges. She was like, I think it's childish. I think his ego was bruised. And he wanted us out the group. And then Damon said, well, it is an unspoken rule that you cannot, it's unspoken rule with men, you cannot insult my wife.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
That's what Dr. Damon said. And that's what King said too. And that ain't even his wife, okay? Dr. G was like, well, when your wife insults me, and then King was like, she didn't insult you. And Dr. G was like, well, I felt insulted. But Quad was like, I didn't insult you. I felt insulted. And then she said, I'm not against y'all, And then he was like, Dr. G was like, yeah, you supposedly left me. And then Quad was like, I did. I did. Dr. Eugene was like, what the fuck? I did. And I didn't give you anything in a divorce. And then Quad was like, I had my own money. I didn't ask anything from you. And then Dr. G said, well, I could have came after you for cash. But I never I never got a dime. Um what were you gonna get? Spousal support? Don't you make more than that? Well, she probably made more than you because she was on the show. That's probably what it is. But okay. That's being a real man. If you was coming to her for some spousal support. And then Quad was like, well, I helped you build your practice. No, you didn't. Come here, Dr. G. Come here, boo. It was on camera. Okay? And you know Quad does everything on camera, okay? So it was on camera, okay? That you did that she helped you. She was making phone calls, she was hanging pictures. She was ordering stuff. So it was on a season. I don't know what season it was. It was on the season. So so yeah. And she said, and I didn't ask you for anything, not even your raggedy ass hand in marriage. I don't, that ain't what she said, but that's what I was saying. I was thinking too. I ain't asked you for anything, not even your raggedy ass hand in marriage. So, and then Toya said, well, it's an unspoken rule that you are supposed to speak up for your woman, and everybody agreed on the panel to
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
yeah, everybody agreed. Scott, Cecil, Curtis, King, Steve, Dr. Damon. Yeah. Everybody agreed. Dr. Scott, sorry. So, but then Letitia was like, that, well, it's a double standard because everybody don't operate in that certain way. And then Toya was like, it's not a double standard. Obviously you used to that type of conversation with your man, but but we're not. You used to that conversation with your man, okay? But we ain't used to that conversation, okay? So then Dr. G apologizes to T for that hot mic moment. And then everybody so then Letitia was like, well, every marriage is not perfect, and y'all just get the real.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Thank you. Thank you. Shut the hell up. And King was like, that's not normal behavior. And everybody on the couch agrees. And so then Dr. G was like, well, we are still learning each other too. And then King was like, well, you can learn anybody, but but that's not normal. You ain't got to talk to people like that. And then Letitia was like, well, that's not for you to comment on, King. Girl, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. And then Toya was like, well, I think you gotta need to do the work. And she referenced Mimi because she's the psychiatrist and she always telling people that they need to do the work. And she said y'all need to be more respectful when talking to each other. And so they said they're in counseling, but Greg, Dr. Greg, I give you respect. You have to be ready to work on yourself. Okay, you got to be ready to work on yourself to get into counseling. And you are a psychiatrist, so you should know this, that you got to be ready to work on yourself. And I don't think you're ready to work on yourself. Okay, because you old and you set in your ways. Okay, but you definitely got to be willing to work on yourself and stop talking to folks crazy. And I don't think you're gonna do that because you set in your ways. You've been doing this for your whole life. What Letitia ain't gonna change you. You got to be willing to change yourself. And I really don't see this happening. But anyway, Dr. G, Andy said the floor is yours, Dr. G. He come do this stupid ass song, set me free. I want to be free, whatever. I don't even know how the song go because I done blocked it out of my mind. He done opened his shirt. He got a picture with T on it and says access to the money. Why? so so oh, and so he get up and do this stupid song. Dr. Contessa said it's worse in person. Qua said I agree. And then he and Qua was like, I can't even clap for that. And then Dr. Contessa said, "Don't, no more Married to Medicine performances, please." Yes, honey, because that's a stupid song. So then they leave the stage, and the men leave the stage. Well, everybody leave the stage. I guess they took a break. But Dr. Eugene says to Dr. Damon, he said, I wanted to talk to you. He said, about, certain words can be a triggering to a man, And then Toya was like, word coward. And so Damon said, if I tell you something and you want to fight me, then that's fine. But don't give me a reason for me to talk to you. Okay, boom. Okay, don't give me a reason to talk to you, and we won't even have any problem. And hey, and so Dr. Contessa. So the ladies are back on stage. Andy said, Dr. Contessa, the ladies had a problem with your fashion. They go over all the ladies' trips and stuff like that. That's and then Dr. Contessa, the ladies had a problem with your fashions, and Dr. Contessa said, I think it's funny. She said, because I don't know what any of the ladies had on. I understand you ain't paying no attention to what everybody else is doing when your stuff is messed up. I got you. So Andy asked Dr. Heavenly to give her opinion on Dr. Contessa's fashions, and she couldn't even get a statement out. So Dr. Mimi had to help her with her statement, and she was like, if she feels good in it, this is Dr. Mimi, because Dr. Heavenly couldn't even say nothing because she wanted to say a lot of stuff, but she trying to mend her friendship with Dr. Contessa. So she was like, okay, Dr. Mimi, help me. She was like, her clothes look good on her. She got a beautiful body. Da 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 da. If she likes it, I love it. Basically. And then Andy asked Dr. Jackie who got fallen cornbread, and Jackie pleased the fifth. Heavenly was like, that ain't me, and Kawhi was like, that ain't me. I got the pretty round brown. My cornbread is in my hips and my ass. Okay, whatever. So then Andy plays the game about who said it, and every quote he said came from Dr. Heavenly. And then it was like three quotes, and one of them was her titties move like Toya Toya moves or something like that. I was just like, oh. So then Dr. Heavenly was like, Andy, and so she was like, I just asked him. So then they ended with saying nice things about each other. They end with a toast, and Simone gives the toast, and she speaks highly of everyone, including Quad. Okay, including Quad. So we'll see. I still got my good eye on you, my Pisces sisters. You may or may not be out of my Pisces game. Okay, you may be still in. With Rihanna. Okay, and Queen Latifah and all of, or you may be out on the curb with Tamar. Okay, we'll see. We will see. Okay. So, this is your girl, msyelladiva. Give me a thumbs up, like and share, and subscribe to my channel and comment. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.